you're coming from. I'm trying to say that we're supposed to take out that thought. When it comes to healthcare, emergency healthcare, there's nothing you don't quantify life with money. You don't quantify life with cost.
So I think I would say it's a combination of everything, not one thing in particular. I'm just saying, as it's not right, I'm trying also to reason from the medical doctor's aspect, from the hospital's point of view. Do you understand? National Health Act of 2014, Section 20, subsection 1. Yeah, it says that no healthcare facility, no healthcare worker should refuse anyone emergency healthcare treatment.
Honestly, there's no point of view from the medical doctor.
She doesn't think that there's a point of view.
No point of view whatsoever.
Did you know that it's illegal for hospitals in Nigeria to demand a police report before treating emergency?
Yes.
No.
Do you think most Nigerians are aware of their right to emergency care?
Yeah.
Should doctors be arrested for refusing to treat emergency?
Yes. So my name is Jane.
And my name is Abigail.
And are we on the same page? So today we're breaking down emergency care, public impact and legal ethics in Nigeria and beyond. My name is Jane.
And my name is Abigail.
And are we on the same page?
So, should hospitals refuse victims treatment during an emergency? I'm asking based because historically, hospitals have refused treatment to victims of gunshot wounds and stab wounds, and then it's also based on the misinterpretation of the Robbery and Firearms Act of 1990. So, what do you think about it?
That's the word, misinterpretation, because I think a lot of people have misinterpreted the whole idea behind it, because a lot of people have grown up to think that, oh, you must get a police report. If you see, that's why you see people have these situations where people are dying and you just pass them because you can't go through that stress. You're thinking, the first thing that comes to your mind is, I'm going to answer to the hospital, I'm going to answer to the police, so a lot of that is, what's the word? It's like a culture imbibed in Nigerians now, that's the first thing that comes to their mind. They don't think of treating people, they don't think of separating empathy from reality, right? But it's a misinterpretation, basically.
Yeah, but I also think that based on the fact we know how sometimes people go into the hospitals and then you're treated and then you just disappear, bills are not paid. So to a certain extent, I can understand that maybe the doctors are trying to limit that, treating people, giving treatment to people, and then they end up not paying. But I'm not saying it is right. So to answer your question, basically, anyways, it's not right. It's not right for any hospital to deny any victim treatment. But to a certain point, I'm saying I can understand where they are coming from. Doesn't make it right. I understand where they are coming from, but doesn't mean it is right.
There's nothing to understand.
There's nothing to understand.
There's nothing when it comes to healthcare. I don't think you should factor in costs.
But you know, the hospital cannot run. The hospital runs with money.
Yes,
do you understand?
Runs with money.
So if you keep on treating people and they are not paying, how do you expect the hospital to run? So what's the guarantee
that you get a police report and they're going to pay? Because the police report is just to accept them into your facility.
You have details of the people, the victims, or you have their details on that police report.
That doesn't still guarantee payment. But a life has been lost.
You did not get me. I did not say it was right.
Yes.
I just said I can understand, but I did not say that was right.
I understand where you're coming from. I'm trying to say that we're supposed to take out that thought. When it comes to healthcare, emergency healthcare, there's nothing you don't quantify life with money. You don't quantify life with costs, right?
And I'm not quantifying. That's what you're not going. I'm not quantifying that. I'm just saying, as it's not right. I'm trying also to reason from the medical doctor's aspect, from the hospital's point of view. Do you understand? I'm not saying they are right, but I'm also trying to reason from their point of view why they do what they do.
Honestly, there's no point of view from the medical doctor.
She doesn't think that there's a point of view.
No point of view whatsoever.
I'm not saying it is right.
Change the person to the bed.
I'm not saying
change
it is right. Change somebody who is sick to them.
But don't say, oh, please get a police report. No.
They should change somebody who is...
You can't change the person to the bed. People do it. I've heard situations of people chaining people to deliver for birth and all in prison. So chain them, right? but you can change them. But to say, oh, I'm
That's what
considering
she
the cost
said,
of
though.
running my
Not
facility
me.
when a life is
How do
involved,
you chain someone
no,
to the bed?
no, it's better you change the person. That I know it's inhuman, but change the person than refusing
So
the
on
person.
this, we can see that we are not
We're
on the
not on the
same
same
page on
page.
this particular topic.
Is this about law, corruption, or just fear of treating suspected criminals? Because if this happened, or if this is happening in the UK, or if it happens to someone in the UK, the outcome will be different, right?
Yes, it's a way.
And so those people, do they not put their hospital bills into
But you should
consideration?
know that but you should know that we are dealing with
Mm-hmm.
different systems. Like each of our country, you cannot compare Nigeria to the UK or the US because they have a structure in place how things will work. So you'll find out that okay, in the US, someone who like the scenario we were talking about over there, they will treat the person because they have a system. No matter who you are, they have their database is there to find anybody they want to find. Do you get? But back here in Nigeria, we know how things are. So I think I would say it's a combination of everything, not one thing in particular. It's a combination of everything here in Nigeria that is making hospitals behave the way they are behaving. But if we had maybe like a proper structure in place, that's what I think. If we have like a proper structure in place, it will not automatically wipe out all this, but I think it will help us to start moving,
Streamline,
yes, and
yeah.
start moving in the proper direction, in the right direction that we should go. Do you get?
So invariably, you're saying it's a default in law, not in corruption, or just
It's a
fear.
combination of it's I think it's corruption, it's fear of law, like oh a criminal came into and you treated the person leave, maybe they are looking for the person. So the hospitals are afraid of retribution from the law. Do you get? But also you can also factor, I would still want to factor in corruption because there are hospitals that even when police cases are not needed, police reports are not needed, they still refuse and people lose their
Yeah. So
lives
yeah. So
unnecessarily.
that's
So yeah, that's why I
corruption
said a combination of
of
or
all that. I
yes, you
think
cannot just say one.
we
Yeah.
can agree that we're
Yeah,
on the
on this.
same
Yeah, we
page.
can agree. So I want to ask, why don't we hear more about the real cost of these delays, like in hospitals? What's causing like the real cost of these delays from doctors? Do you get? And then secondly, I want to find out if doctors are permitted to break the law in order to save life, if needed. I'm not saying like if it is necessary, if it is needed, are doctors permitted to break the law in order to save a life?
Why we don't hear the real cost of these delays? I think corruption has eaten deep into Nigeria, and there's no hospital that will reject a victim and the victim will die and they will go and publicize it and say, oh, let me
Yeah.
pay this newspaper to publicize it, right?
Yeah,
So we don't hear the cost of these real delays because it's a default. They know
yeah, and it
it's
will
wrong.
get the people, the
Because
facility in
if it was
trouble.
a good news or a feat that they've accomplished as a hospital, they will pay the headlines.
Yeah,
They
to
will
blow,
pay
yeah, to
whoever
blow
to
it
blow it
everywhere.
up,
Yeah,
right? But they know it's wrong. There's law and there's empathy. So even when you know you're doing something and you're misinterpreting the law and you're thinking you're backing it by misinterpreting the law, deep down you know what is right and you know what is wrong.
so the law doesn't negate you being empathetic towards your fellow
Yeah,
man
so
and all that.
yeah,
Yeah,
towards your
so
fellow Nigerian. So you know. So do you get it's something they know is a default. So they're just misinterpreting it to favor them. So this misinterpretation we're talking about is just to favor them.
yeah,
And you know one thing, people only misinterpret things to favor
to
them.
feel,
Some people
yeah.
misinterpret the Bible to favor them. Some people misinterpret the law to favor them. And I believe that Nigeria has gotten to that point that everybody, wherever you find that you can take advantage of either the law, the holy book,
Anyhow you want
whatever,
anyhow
to
you want to
misinterpret
interpret
it, just to
whatever is
hold
at that
on to
point.
just
Yeah.
say, oh, I did what is right. So that's why we don't hear the real outcome. And there's no data. Like you said, there's no data.
You know,
So
database, yeah.
people just die and they go and that's the end. There's no traces
You
and
don't hear a lot of those
nothing.
cases and
So it's just the family that is left to bear the brunt of whatever has happened.
yeah. So doctors breaking the law
To save, yeah,
save a life
to
if it's
save if it's
necessary.
necessary, yes, because that's where humanity comes
And
in.
that's what where you're
That's
calling
what
as a medical doctor
comes
comes
in. I
in.
don't know
Yeah.
what oath they swear in because I assume they have an oath that they swear in as doctors, right?
Yeah, they do.
But do you get? But that's where humanity comes in. That's where empathy comes in. That you put yourself in the place of someone else. Because I believe if we have a country where people put themselves in other people's shoes
And how they want to be treated
and
if
how
they
they
were in
want to
that
be treated,
situation,
yeah, if they are in
it will
that
help a
situation,
lot of
things
us.
will get better. At this point, do Nigerians even know their emergency health rights? Because you have the right to treatment with or without a police report. Do you think Nigerians know their emergency health rights?
No, I'm not sure a lot of Nigerians are aware of their rights. According to the National Health Act of 2014, Section 20, subsection 1, yeah, it says that no healthcare facility, no healthcare worker should refuse anyone emergency healthcare treatment. So I'm sure if a lot of Nigerians were aware of this and other acts that follow concerning healthcare, a lot of them will stand by their right. They'll use it more. They'll know what to do when they get to the hospitals and they are being denied. Yeah. So hospitals, I'm sure a lot of hospitals are able to do what they do because they are aware that Nigerians do not know their rights in this regard. Yeah. So
do you think this law should be removed, or should it be reformed, or just enforced properly? Like, where are you tilting to?
No, it needs to be enforced properly because I don't think removal would only make it worse in my own yes, like to my own thinking. So I think that these policies need to be enforced and should be followed up to be let the proper bodies, proper authorities make sure that it's being followed through, not just say it and then just leave it. But when you say it, when you make people aware of their rights, then enforce it and follow it through so that more things will fall into place properly.
Because you think if there's fear of
repercussions of more people will sit up yes and do what is right.
I think we're on the same page.
Yes, on this
that.
one, yeah.
So we believe that the law should be enforced properly and people should be aware of their rights.
Yeah, so
there should be more education and people should be educated on this topic so they don't just assume that what they say, the misinterpretation is what is true.
Supposed to
so
be,
they are able to separate the truths from whatever they've been taught,
been told or fed,
whatever they've been fed. So I agree that we need more education on this topic. People need to talk about it. People need to
read more, do more research.
They need to be an advocate. People need to come out to advocate against this mistreatment or
abuse
victims
of your rights as a citizen. Yeah. So yeah.
Yes. So are we on the same page?
Yes, we're on the same page.
Did you know that it's illegal for hospitals in Nigeria to demand a police report before treating emergency victims?
Yes.
No.
Have you ever believed a police report was required before hospital treatment?
No.
Do you think most Nigerians are aware of their right to emergency care?
No.
If someone was bleeding in front of you, would you take them to the hospital first or call the police?
Hospital first.
Should the hospital treat first and worry about reports later?
Yes.
Definitely.
Should doctors be arrested for refusing to treat emergency victims?
Yes. So
Should the government fine or shut down hospitals that reject emergency victims?
Yes.
Do you think enforcement of emergency health laws in Nigeria is good?
Yes.
Should there be a national campaign to educate people about their rights?
Yes.
Do you think Nigeria is behind other countries in handling emergency care?
It's not even a question.
That's
Lagging behind.
And lastly, do you feel safe knowing these policies still exist?
No, I don't feel safe. And that's why I think there should be an education on this topic. It's a really important topic. So many lives has been lost. So many minds have gone crazy over what ifs. You know that feeling of what if someone had been there? What if they had treated this person? I remember the case of a popular actor that was taken to the hospital. Although that's not the case, right? But people were making videos, and also I think there needs to be a structure in place to just avoid the repetition and just curtail this loss of life. Senseless deaths. So we just need an education. We need to revisit it and make sure there's an advocacy against this treatment of victims. Yes.
And so we've come to the end of this episode. Thank you for joining us. See you next time.
Bye.